priority. Have you ever just sat up in the middle of the night, just beaded sweat, and just said, horse?
Sometimes I sit up in the middle of the night and I'm like, what am I doing? What is all this horse shit? And then I go,
Why am I doing all this?
Yes.
Why am I like this?
Why am I like this? I used to be normal.
You know that looking in the mirror meme?
Mm-hmm.
When just the guy looking in there, he's like, why are you like this? That's you?
Yes. It's looking in the mirror meme where you have the childhood version of yourself and it looks like...
So it looks exactly like you do now.
Yeah, and the child looks back. He's like, as long as we're alive, there's still time. But my child looks back at me like, the hell happened? What is all this shit?
Who's this guy?
We're supposed to like Mario and Dragon Ball.
Well, I think any kid is going to look at their adult self and think something like that.
Like, you were supposed to grow up and be amazing.
You were the chosen one.
Yes.
Hello, Philip. Hello, Matt. Sorry for being late. Dinner ran late.
You done? No, he's not.
Hey, we got to make it sound good.
Yeah. Happy with it. Hello, Philip. Hello, Matt. Just me now. He ran away. Yeah, I know you can. Yeah, I'm dying. You poisoning me? Why am I like this? I asked myself before. Because this shit is fun. You know what? It is fun. Sometimes I ask myself why, and then we go to a convention, and I've never been happier in that moment. And I'm just like having some drinks and like listening to music, and there's just horse everywhere. Like the concert mayhem at Babs. I want to return back to that moment. It was so fleeting, but I was so happy. I think I sat in that chair for maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes at most, but I was so happy. Like I was buzzed or drunk. Some might call it drunk. I'm gonna hold off for now. That's me on beer. Hello, Kite. Hello, Spike Shoe. Hello, Sunset. Hello, Acid. Everyone's joining. I'm gonna watch him make ponies move.
Oh, wow. It came back and it's like, oh, wait, it's just a Michael stream.
Yeah. They're gonna leave now that you're here.
Man, it was so much fun. Welcome to your stream, Marco. Well, thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
I'm very much looking forward to Cider, because I just want more what happened at, and I hope they can deliver. Oh, you got confused.
It's gonna
Oh, they can see me now.
I had it turned a little bit for green screen stuff. There's a little corner that needed a little extra. Uh-huh. Anyways, hello.
Yes. Hello. How y'all doing?
That's great. How you doing?
Yeah. See that green horse there? I keep forgetting her name, but she's...
I don't know which one is which, but I know one is like a G and a B.
like Gemini and...
No.
No. Gaston.
Yeah, like Gasalt and something.
Yeah.
Can't remember the full
They're
name.
very minor characters who kind of make...
They really don't. They talk about them ever so slightly.
They exist solely so that the not the master, but the goddess can have alicorns over long distances with each other.
Well,
That is their primary purpose.
it was showing how they got the powers. They were utilizing them as the reasoning behind it.
Yeah. There's the green. They are the reason for the green alicorns.
I love how their essence was absorbed, but apparently their color was important. Is that your mom?
Who else?
I love how you pull out your phone and you're like, nope, other phone.
Him.
Oh. So your mom's a scam now?
So, that's annoying to have that happen. Anyway, now, it's the reason the alicorns can't have any male. There's no male alicorns. It's because all the four of them were all female. So, it's not just their color scheme that. I mean, thing is, Trixie could pull other ponies into what is the goddess, but to get male alicorns. But if their will is stronger than hers, then she could be usurped as the primary mind within the goddess, and she's not willing to risk it. She took in Twilight, and she took in those two sisters, but she's not going to take in anyone. The rest of them just get turned into alicorn. But you can only turn female unicorns into alicorns. Thing.
Well,
or it turns them all into females.
Or the original group was all female, so there's no. That's all they could do.
The four that make up the goddess are all female, so they can't make. And Trixie's not going to risk bringing more into herself
Because they might. Because she's weak.
She's stronger than they are. Like, it's about who's the strongest willed. And Twilight was not as strong willed as Trixie, and neither was the sisters. So Trixie is the dominant in the god. They're there, but they're like quieter voices. Smooth. It looks good.
Bubbles.
I think we were trying to make it rainbow. But that proved difficult. It didn't look right.
It was. If I do, I need to do a custom rainbow. So the difficulties with that are actually. I'd have to make it a circle, because if I make it a square, it's gonna like clip outside of this range, and I don't want that. So I need to keep in the circle, but I don't really have like. I'm trying to think of like good things I have that would do a rainbow that are just a flat texture to at least give it, because right now it's green, but it's green because. Or the thing below, but then it's also partially gray because of this edge.
You can just try throwing in the textures from Rainbow Dash's hair.
It's more of I need to put a model underneath that is a rainbow. But I would rather have it a little bit, because I had those like rainbows I was using, but because of the scaling, it would just get so small towards the end that the coloring got weird.
Like he's animating Fauna Equestria Ministry Mare.
I'm going back to the Ministry Mare stuff so I can come up with a good anthology idea. So we're trying, because there's a bit where Twilight gets pulled into a vat, and so I need the vats to be open. So I like these vats, but being they're closed kind of creates some problems. And being that like tubes go into the top and all this, it doesn't really make it openable without some heavy modifications. And if you start removing all those tubes and all those things are on the outside and just take off the lid, well, then you're left with really no different than what this is anyway. So this one just is open, technically has a liquid at the bottom, but I almost want to verify exactly the colors, because there is a talk of glowing colors, but it wasn't rainbow.
No, the taint's rainbow colored, and this is just paint. What they eventually refer to as.
Is it called taint in the first book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, Twilight dumps this crap all over Equestria if she thinks it's not perfect. If it's even a little bit off, she's like, put it in that cave over there. We can't destroy it, so dash it with the diamond dogs. And it leaks.
Well, you got to put it somewhere.
Called problem. She doesn't call it, I can't imagine, but Equestria starts referring to it.
Is it called taint before or after the explosions?
I know,
I don't think that's ever covered in the book because, yeah, I don't. That's never covered in an orb.
I know the diamond dogs were getting hit by it.
Yeah, but there's no
and
ministry
so
orb, which means you can't verify
Yeah.
if it was a wording before or after.
I know they talk about it with the hospital.
You
Because
talk about it with some things, but you'd have to find some kind of written documentation about it having existed as in that name prior.
if they have any name for it prior, it's during the hospitals. I don't remember what chapter.
The other option is if I can't. So I can do a square, but it wouldn't go to the edges, which is that's kind of the problem, because if I don't go to the edges, it's going to leave like areas here that don't quite color right. Because how this reflection works is straight on, it tends to be pretty good, but the stronger angle, the more it pulls from like the stuff that's on your camera. Because if I go up here, it goes away completely because the green itself is gone, but here's when the greens start popping in. It's a weird type of reflection. And even this, I think, yeah, it's including this part of the thing too, which is fine. I don't want to. Well, I don't think I could make it like a pure color, but it wouldn't. Like right now, it kind of changes and moves as you look around. I want that. And if it was a pure color, it would start looking kind of weird towards the edges, I think. Actually, I think this liquid itself, I probably want to put down a little bit, just because I'm going to want to have some of the, no, it's just all day today. I've had where like stuff gets getting into my vocal cords.
Yeah.
But no, I want to have some kind of a light coming up from this, and it's going to be a lot easier if I have a little bit of distance. All right. If more than likely this texture, the actual water itself, has like a texture associated with it. If I replace that with a rainbow, it would still be a round color, and it would probably just repeat that all over the place in random rainbow blotches. That might work. I'm gonna try that. But this is skin 1, so I gotta go to skin well, I don't know what skin this is. That kind of creates a nice effect. Makes it look like behind glass. The skin 1, gotta go find the texture for it. Under Neri. No, this one's not Neri. Half the models I ever modify are Neri models. Alright. So if I go into this one, and we just change this from refract to... actually, let's go change this to... unlit generic. We don't. No, we don't need a normal map. It's just for refraction purposes. They're all useless things, so we're just gonna go to here and just comment on. Okay, and so we need base model. There is no model for this one now that I think about it. What is the normal? Perfect. We'll use it. Oh, wait, I clicked a name. I don't want that. Oh, you need export. Brr.
So hard to find Fauna Question on this site. You'd find it though. Gotta remember which chapter held the hospital horrors.
Okay. Now I just need to turn this into a rainbow. Trying to think of the best way to go about it. I don't think I need to be pretty about it. So I'm gonna let's grab just red. I'm hitting P. Damn. I was like, why is it not getting smaller? Okay. We'll do red. And then we'll do green. There's green. And then we'll do like a blue. Purple. Yellow. That should be rainbow enough. I don't need to do orange. It's orange. This is. Well,
So it's your favorite color.
It is my favorite color. It's somewhere in the
Don't
middle
even
right there.
do it.
No. I wanted to make sure these are like fairly distinct looking. All right, let's see how horrible this turns out. See if that worked. Look horrendous.
Oh yes, it's gonna be a rainbow.
What you're looking for? It was in regards to if there was anything that specifically. Oh.
They mostly talk about the stuff post Tom's fall in relation to the hospital horrors. I'm trying to remember what chapter that.
It's more of confirming that within the ministry mare orbs, if they, because I remember, I think when they had talked about walking Trixie out and with the vats, I remember them talking about glowing colors, and it was specific colors. I don't remember as much of a rainbow at that moment, which was about them actually going to do something with Trixie. If they have anything that actually talks about the color at that point. I don't know if they do, and so I just wanted the confirmation from the book. It's also not the right. That's what commented out. Oh, a base model for.
Oh, that's one little pip vomited. I'm way too.
There we go. That's rainbow. The further down I go, the more I start getting the green in there, which might not be too bad to kind of do like a little bit of a green in there. And the nice thing is just how high I put it. But the one thing with this is because the colors are so, I would call it dense to each other. It ends up, it looks rainbow-ish, but.
See, now I'm coughing.
The actual texture itself, let's go back to here. I don't know if refraction, because there's not a texture, I think pure refraction means it doesn't have light itself. I think its problem is that there's just no light around these objects. If I light it up, it might help. Let's get a new light. This one does not need to be shadowed. What might help the best? Where is this? Is the vat liquid? Yeah. We're gonna just lock the light to it. That'll put it at least fairly close to center. Rotation on this one. I'm rotating the liquid. Here. Oh no, this is scale. No, that's right. Oh.
It's rainbow.
It's kind of
not
goofy.
rainbow.
Yeah, the lock is weird on that. We'll put it kind of close and that'll give me the number. So it is -90. Matter. Okay. It should be looking this right and up. Okay, yeah. I'm going to take some careful measuring, but actually that still doesn't light it up. I'm thinking that right now it's black here because it's black here. If I were to move this light out here, you can see now it's lighting up that surface. So it's just how the reflections work. I think I'm going to have to like add a little bit of like forced lighting on it. I don't know if I can. I don't know how light refraction works. But for now, I want to at least figure out getting the light set up here. So there's some tight mark. The other interesting thing with this is that if somebody's being thrown in there, I got to be careful how the light's done too. I might need to use a ring so that they're thrown in the center of the light so that I can control how light hits them, because more than likely it's going to like cut out very close to the liquid, and I don't want to have it like, I want to have a nice gradual coloration. But that won't be that hard. First, cut on. Oh, it needs to be. Cut on needs to be right below the line. There. Cut off. That was near edge. Light's not actually centered. Maybe a little bit more on one side than the other. Angle? Almost. This is close to straight up and down as it's gonna get. Oh.
Chapter 33.
It's over. That's being lit from other stuff. That's why. This is the side that I actually care about. Okay. Let me shut off all the other lights just to make sure I get it
I think I'm
actually
closer to
centered.
finishing this book again.
I finished it.
I'm reading it again.
And, as in, I just read the Ministry Mirror parts and then skipped the rest.
This is chapter 3.
That's pretty even. Yeah, chapter 33. It doesn't.
It's chapter 20.
Does not say explicitly say what color the vats were at the time Trixie was walking or out or dunked in the alicorn juice.
No, but they pointed out that what this stuff is what later became known as paint, and it's described as a rainbow color.
I'd rather get literal confirmation, not you basing on information, because you've been wrong a couple times. So
that's why I'm looking.
There was 2 or 3 times. There's also the one, it's not memory orbs. It's at the end of one of the chapters, where little Pip was talking with the goddess, and they watched the recording. I know they bring up colors there too, but it's not a memory orb. But I did have it marked on my book. The other thing is, what color would a rainbow shine in?
Rainbow.
Which is?
What color is rainbow? Yes.
Because technically it's white.
Be white light. Yeah.
But not really. Because certain pieces of that light are going to get certain colors a little bit more than others at certain times. So, remember when I'm in my room, I had like the 5 LED lights and I turned them all to RGB color? And so it still made white, but it felt really off. That's what I want to kind of go for, is where all the shadows like had rainbows around them because they were all getting at slightly different angles. That was really weird.
It was weird.
It's one of the reasons that I like when they use lights like that, where they just do very strong R, G, and B for just making white. It usually does feel a little off if they're not very close to each other. But it is neat if you have like 4 to 6 RGB lights, like that are like in a lamp or something, turning each one to a different color. It's kind of neat. Which I think it did like a red, yellow, green, or like red, orange, green, blue, purple, or something like that. I can't remember like the sequence I did, and it looked white, but it just felt wrong. It was weird because they're all like that far apart, each light. No, so what I'm thinking about doing here, we call this fight light 1, but then say this one red. We're going to see here. Which position is for left? I need that one. That one. Okay, yeah. That makes sense, I guess. One more time and then smooth it. Okay, so it kind of does that, and that's good. I think I'm going to reduce it a little. Well, maybe slow it down just a little bit.
I found the part where the hospital horror attacks.
Hospital horror?
Horror.
Hey, Millpip sounds like he'd probably be enjoying it.
I mean,
but I thought she was back at 10 Pony.
she enjoys a lot of company at 10 Pony.
I know, that's where the word you said is, right?
Yes. The hospital horror tried to.
Yeah, the hospital horror is at 10 Pony.
Oh my. Surprise.
Yeah. Mr. Discrepancy. The memory orb describes the fluid as taint. Described as a viscous rainbow colored liquid. Yes, and there's more. Yeah, I know that. I
Chapter
know that that's what
33.
taint is described as, but it's confirming that
This is absolutely taint.
the giant vats. I would think the vats, the liquid that she's using, are the liquid that she's actively using, not the discardable stuff.
Yeah, but the difference between the discardable stuff and the stuff she used was just like Twilight not being a perfection. It was all the same stuff. She didn't want to use it unless it was she was absolutely what she. So the slight defective batches got moved into places around the Equestria store.
Acid, kinda. I have an idea on how to do
Worse.
this paint stuff. Because now, okay, so I kind of have a light that kind of looks like it's doing the bouncy thing. I might want to smooth it out a little bit more. I want to have it go basically the whole bit. I probably want to have the very edge of it much brighter, but what's the edge there?
Twilight did have a different name.
The name doesn't really matter.
Compelled metamorphosis. Imp.
Impelled? Let me see.
Says,
Where?
there.
Yeah, it is impelled.
Impelled metamorphosis potion.
That's a stupid name.
I guess they wanted to be able to call it imp.
So she's making a potion that turns you into an alicorn.
Yes.
So she called the show
Called the show.
K-Cat. The show had a potion that turned you an alicorn.
Boom.
It's big conspiracy theory.
Yeah, Twilight. This imp. Okay, so its official name is imp, but the Wasteland refers to it as.
There's the red one.
I actually.
I think it's more of you forgot.
I think that's the only time they met. According to the ministry, process for creation. Any batch that is flawed in any batch is, unless the batch is absolute optimal, built into. I got.
I like how how colors are named. If you have all red, it's red. If you have red green, it's yellow. And if you have all green, it's green. If you have green and blue, it's greenish blue. We named it between red and greens, but not between green and blue. I guess it's more because yellow would probably be the better middle, but it's a bad mixer. RGB just works better.
And the imp vats, yeah. So they mention it called imp, chapter 45 as well. I'm looking at chapter 31, I think. I was looking for when Peachy Pie gets doused in the crap. They see where she transforms, but can't find the part. Describe.
Okay. So this kind of creates white. it is kind of rainbowy, but if I take this whole thing now and I put there, I have to get a little bit below the line, but so it kind of creates like a, and I could probably even exemplify the effects a little bit more or express them. Let's go further. Yeah, to me that looks better for like a rainbow because it gives you all those different colors. It's just the cut on needs to be brought down a little bit because of the height difference. You can see a little like party on the line there. But I like that this all follows each other.
Yeah.
I can probably also enhance this even more. I'm guessing if I take this and rotate it. Yeah. So even without the liquid moving, having that rotating underneath would probably give a nice effect. This one doesn't need to move at all, actually. But I'm going to have it rotate really slowly.
I guess if you wanted to add like a bit,
That's going a little
you could
too
do
fast.
like with the abbreviation side of.
No, because you're not going to be able to see it. It's a dark
Yeah.
room. Okay, this doesn't change it much, but it creates just that little bit of bit where it just looks like, probably can up it a little bit from that, but just adds a little bit extra detail. Because then the same color, because otherwise as this is moving, you can kind of see the colors kind of stay in the same spot.
Yeah.
This would prevent that. Now it looks like the colors moving. Looks like a funky ice cream flavor.
Superman ice cream. Don't you remember
So
Superman
when
ice cream?
Trixie is let out, they don't say exactly what colors the vats are, but only other references say the raw imp juice was rainbow colored, but later references say the vats were purple, blue, and green. Produce alicorns. References like, yeah, I remember something about purple and blue. Theory twice experimented with the imp and had already separated the juice while there was at least
the
one.
purple, blue, and green is the fact that Twilight was purple, Trixie was blue.
No, they're saying that
and the sisters were green.
if they're saying that the actual vats that hello McBean, the actual vats in like the goddesses thing,
Yeah.
sure, but why would the color change? It was rainbow before. Why would it still work as something else?
It should always be rainbow.
Yeah, but they're saying that the vats were later at some point in the story were glowing purple, blue, and green.
In one vat? Because
No, not in one.
well, they had purple, blue, and green alicorns, but that's because Twilight, Trixie, and the sisters were purple, blue, and green. Not because the liquid was purple, blue.
No, that was the actual vats. It was. I remember
What
seeing.
chapter?
I don't remember, but I remember something about that. I'm thinking it's rainbow because she gets lots of Crayola crayons.
Yeah.
She melts them down, adds like some magic stuff, and that's where all it is all the different Crayola vats.
Yeah.
That's my theory. Crayola is in Cloud Equestria now.
Chapter 39. And they're saying individual vats are those colors. Because the purple, blue, and green is the result of their coat colors.
Yeah, I know that,
Yeah,
but chapter 39, yeah, that's well after they are done talking about the or having anything with the Ministry of Mirrors.
So it might have been later that separate. I don't know, or affected the ocean.
I think like
Everything she discarded was rainbow.
I'm really not liking rotating. Here's this one. Okay. I'm gonna slow it down. That is not 1/10 the speed. It feels it's 1/10 the intensity. Oh, the the scroll rate is. Oh no, that was right. Maybe it was this one. That doesn't. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, now it's much faster. Okay, so let's get this down to doing it about 3 times slower. Baby Louie, Baba Louie. Yeah, that's much better. I just liking how this is looking so far. I think it's just I need the reflections are just the black, and I need it to not be that. But the only way to do that is I need to add some kind of a base light to this. But if I do, it's probably going to get rid of the vibrance, and it would probably not even clear out some of the other stuff. Because if I go sit right here, that's getting closer to, or actually if I just go like right here, that's, you know, that's kind of what I would want it to look like. But it's refraction's weird. It's so trippy. Oh, actually, let me just see what these values are. Actually, this is one I want to play with. So water refraction amount. What if I change it to 1? What does it do? Oh, that is not my one.
I see mentions of like purple tinted metal stuff, but I don't see anything about the fluid itself in chapter 39.
Okay, so they did kind of change it. It's now I have a it's a lot more centered here. If I go back to 3, okay, that's where it looks like it's really spreading it out, which is fine. That's refract amount, but then why is there another refract amount? What if I get rid of this? It didn't do anything, so that wasn't needed. Blur amount. That's 10. If you're not sure what it does, just put it to some crazy values. I don't know if it did anything. What if it's 0? Maybe it's a 1 to 0. Does nothing. Okay. I'll just keep that as it was then. That might be able to do something. And that's it's weird too. Environment map tint. I bet you it's not even using an environment map. This one though, if I like go to just pure red.
Ooh, out of Crimson blood. Lovely.
Interesting. It still has
Good
like the
lava.
dark areas,
Yeah.
but
Good lava. Need lava.
what happens if I then make this like
Trying to get rid of the dark area.
yeah.
Oof.
I think
It's definitely got that white glow you were talking about.
well, I think he's gonna get cancer.
I think, yeah, that's what Tank does. Gives most ponies cancer.
Fog enable. Why is fog enable on? What if that's off? Testing. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that actually does anything. Above water? What does that mean? Oh. Well, I thought it was maybe taking about like reflections from above, but apparently not.
Okay, this is the contain.
Well, the facility utilized a color coding system by painting the containers. Text does not specify whether a fluid inside each container match the container's exterior color. Okay.
She probably had different containers for different types of alcohol. Because she did have purple, green, and alcohol.
Yeah, Spike, that's the best way to figure out if, like, what does this variable do? Just change it to something that's way outside the range anybody would ever use, and then just see what happens. Like, reflect blend factor. What does that do? First, I do want to put some of these back, because if I keep some of these 0 that had a value, it might affect something else in a way I wouldn't understand. Force expensive. Okay, so if this is 4, let's just do 10 times as much.
Find me one of the potions.
Nothing.
Popcorn.
And it might have an effect, but like in the situation that I'm using it just isn't. So I'm not seeing anything that can help me out in that way. What I want to see is the actual documentation for it. Normal map, ZV map, pattern of fractions is defined by normal map. Okay. Bump frame. Yes, if you're doing animated stuff.
Definitely the twilight part of the goddess. That sure everything was color coded. We need to go out into the wasteland and find paint. Color code these reds.
Oh, so you could actually add a texture that would utilize the tint. The refractant texture. That's kind of neat. Could probably use that, but not going to care enough. Adds a blur effect. Valid values are 0, 1, and 2. Oh, so it's just about using different types. Local refract. I love they have like to-do lists on here, but this hasn't been updated in forever. I don't think this is actually... Oh, it's got to be run by Valve. Even they're slow on it, though.
About time.
So I don't think this is actually using an environment map. Oh, there it is. So it is just using the standard cube map, but it's not really doing anything. So there is a base texture that can be applied here. What if I do? Like I'm just gonna grab the rainbow.
Rainbow.
I thought it wasn't gonna let me do a base texture.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that.
But still doing refraction.
It does look like a bunch of gummy worms.
Well, so now it's not really, it's kind of doing reflections, but not.
Yeah.
So if I could do that by half, if I put an alpha of 0.5, would it apply to the texture, the whole thing? Or does it use alpha? It doesn't use alpha. Okay.
It looks better than it did.
I'm not, kind of. It doesn't have any reflection. It just looks like, it doesn't look like liquid anymore.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. It's too evenly lit, which can kind of make sense. If I really, really pumped up the brightness on some of these edge ones, like, yellow's the center texture, and you can kind of see the groups. It's red, purple, blue, green, and then yellow in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's just how that's going to work. That's why it's yellow in the middle, because it's the center texture. Whatever I put as a center texture is going to be the one that really is big.
So you here in this chat wants to drink that potion and become a magical alicorn.
Or get cancer.
Yeah, 50-50. Say it's 50-50. Either get cancer or you become a magical alicorn princess. Do you drink the potion?
What if...
Or both? Oh, you can't get both. It's one or the other. Who here's drinking the potion?
I get rid of this.
Uh-huh.
It does it. So I got rid of the texture below. It's not even using it.
Oh, what he wants to, they want to become a magic princess. I'm gonna drink it. Jump into that vat and splash around and say tee-hee the whole.
There, now I have it where the liquid at least moves around. I'm gonna do a stop thing again though. Yeah.
It's just a magical alicorn sticking out. Important to him.
What if I get rid of any of the motion?
Little Pip got lucky and got just the right amount of that stuff. Turn most of the way into an alicorn without actually. Because I think if I remember correctly, they said once you turn into an alicorn, there's no way to stop the rest of the process from just become enslaved
A puppet.
to puppet. Like you turn into an alicorn and Little Pip got just a little bit less than that turned into it. But she got the magic strength. Long life. You will live as long as that. She's got that going. She's essentially the princess of Equestria. And
Doesn't have wings though.
no, but she's gonna live just as very powerful. I think they say in the book she's capable of moving. But
Mary Sue.
she went through a lot of crap.
Yeah.
She didn't start out as becomes one stronger
She didn't start as a Mary Sue. She just became one over time.
over excruciating, painful period of time. Her weakness is homage. Look at that.
How many vertices or how long of a matrix can I do it ride for? Texture just using? I think B. There's a vector 4. Oh, matrix. There we go. Let's see if I can do an override for this. Oh, maybe it doesn't work. I swear you can though. I'm gonna play around with it.
I think Red Eye's whole idea was to become another goddess, but with him at the helm. He seemed pretty confident that his personality would be the dominant one.
What if it was Derpies?
Well, he was planning on using himself, Little Pip, and then the commander of Enclave as the three ponies who made up the new goddess. Though it would have been 2 stallions and only 1 mare. Still, it would have worked better than Trixie's, which was just 4 mares for, reproduction. But the 1 mare they had, all Alicorn mares would all be lesbian, so that would be a problem. See now we can create a race of Alicorns. No, we're gonna go. All the Alicorn mares are going this way, and we're gonna go make out with each other. Sorry, not happening.
No, so I was trying to see if I could take another one of these textures and just like put it on top of to kind of create like a little bit of a disturbance.
Yeah.
But because they're both identical, you can't actually tell that there's another texture coming up. A little bit.
Yeah.
Not enough. And I can't rotate it because if I rotate it, it's all based on refraction.
Why don't you just put a layer of water on top?
Oh, no,
of it?
Did it work? No, see, you can tell it's still staying with the colors in the same spot. Yeah, that actually looks
I
better.
like that. See the VADs.
Okay, so I think it was just not enough of a change.
Oh, that stuff looks foreboding as heck.
But then the question is, so I have these lights. They're doing majority of the light. But what is horrible is this transition. This looks like trash.
Mm-mm.
How do we fix that? So I think if we take these ones here, okay, they're pretty close to the edge. So I'm just gonna say that these ones are a lot less motion. I'm gonna get rid of these ones for now. I'm changing the base ones. Not what I want to do. Okay, copy. Put those up. Running out of space here. Your vat light. I don't like how many lights there is, considering I'm gonna have to make a couple of these.
You're just gonna have the one open vat though, initially.
Technically they should all be open, but you're not gonna see the liquid in all of them. You're probably just gonna have the lights. Okay. So get rid of this one. Hide these. Actually, blue. Probably the easiest one to see. Oh, blue's hard to see. Red's easy.
In the Rainbow Factory. It's just a bunch of ground up Phillies in there. Oh, that's why it makes it pretty.
This I'm going to put right at the edge. And I'm going to make it significantly brighter. Something like that. But the brightness is going to be like hot damn. Just the brighter it is, the less gradient there is. So I play with some of this values. But that is kind of the purpose of having the multiple lights, because it'll help with that balance.
Okay. Now, they never really explain the application process that makes a difference between ending up a hospital, ending up Alicorn.
You keep saying horror.
It's horror.
You're definitely.
You just keep hearing horror.
I'm not hearing that. No, I'm hearing definitely what you're saying.
I forget how Pip gets exposed to it, but she gets exposed to it in the right direction, in the right way. I think she gets kind of missed it.
She just gets a little of everything.
But she gets a bit of taste earlier on.
Yeah, she and the pink cloud. She is essentially becoming Mr. Burns.
Yes. It's like, no, the slightest thing will kill you. Invincible.
See socks?
Mm-hmm. I did see the socks. I liked the socks. The socks were good. I wanted to see the rest of the pony attached to the socks. They hide from me.
Okay. So like I thought, that's not looking too great, but you mix it with other things and it still doesn't look too great.
So when you animate all of Fallout Equestria, you're going to do, you guys heard it here first. Definitely animate smooching scenes between Homage and Pip first. Let's get those.
Is there
out
a
of the
reason?
way. Yeah, that's because that's all you'll get done. Because you're never going to animate the whole thing, but if you animate anything, it should be that.
Okay.
So, yes. So I'll be looking forward to that. Well, pretty sure there's an album. That's exciting. Feel free to borrow from Project Horizons a little bit, where they also smooch Blackjack. What's your face? Morning Glory. What has happened?
Right, something.
They had some good times with Blackjack indeed. Apparently, it's what's on the orb that Little Pip is. It was very clever of Somber to include Blackjack in the section of Fallout Equestria. Because you can have anything happen there as long as you have orb number.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure other people had similar ideas.
Yeah. It's the only time you
Very convenient.
It's the only time in Little Pip story you can canonically involve your story. And it makes sense. This is the part she forgot.
No, a lot of it was happening at the same time.
Huh?
A lot of it was happening at the same time.
At the same time, they just didn't.
Why there was hundreds of years of nothing happening and then suddenly everything happening.
This Little Pip came out of the vault and changed the game.
And that's what caused Blackjack to do things?
She came out of her vault.
At the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was it's kind of like they all decided at the same time that, hey, let's get shit done.
I mean, Little Pip's the only one that got anything reasonably done. Blackjack just kind of ran around the wasteland, preventing worse things.
And sexing up people.
Sexing up the world. The one girl in the Fallout series actually reminds me a little bit of Blackjack, because when she goes to that one guy, he's like, "I have sex." He's like, "Whoa." Different cultures. I saw people criticize that part of the series. I'm like, but no, it's a completely different culture down in the vault. It's not. It's a very casual thing, apparently, in their culture. And I'm bored. I got 5 minutes.
No, but that's why people liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It's horses doing sexy things.
Well, I'm saying in the Fallout series,
No,
too.
it's a little-
'Cause she had the same mentality.
Might be a little bright.
Vault 99 was messed up.
All of everything was messed up, and you can't pick and choose.
In regards to sex, it was messed up.
It was just messed up.
Yes.
But you just like with the smooches. They was maybe tied down smooches. But it was smooches.
It's like gross. You're like 28. You have to send you to the furnace. But P21, he was destined to die. Escaped. Earth ponies, 20 unicorn man. That's all the Volt had. The other 460 residents were all mares. So 460 mares. And then 40 stallions.
Which I know what you're thinking.
That's full.
This is why you're like best story of all time.
Yes. Pretty much like there was a war inside the vault, and then the mares won the war. They got
Which is the right answer, right?
Yeah.
How did they win, Michael?
Cool.
I could have quoted you literally word for word.
Coolness overpowered the stallion.
Yeah, it's just like they just went and like winked a few times, and then they're like, "Well, we give up."
You give up, please murder.
All we want is sexy time. I'm not really liking how the edge is lit. Because I feel like it's just not a large enough gradient. I was trying to see if I could add a volumetric over it, and that's what that was. But I think it's still, that edge is a problem. It's just the lights don't handle. They do exponential drop, but all of them are already under exponential drop, I think. Yeah, they're already in a quadratic drop. I might be able to increase that, because I know that you can increase the speed of drop, but I don't know if it actually does much. This is kind of an important part, and so I need to make sure I know how it works before you can really do anything else.
A very pretty rainbow. Purple to yellow. Got some.
It's just like, it doesn't have a nice fallout. It's literally just done. No matter what I do, I can increase its fallout there, like to like this, but then I lose that bright edge. I feel like the best way to probably like do this is to remove those lights and just like put multiple layers myself to try to brighten it the right way. Which is probably going to be the best I'm going to do. Let me drop the intensity of these way down. Put the volumetrics way back up. That's probably going to be values in a minute. Except for that's value that I'm using for. If I do the remap, I'm going to guess. Yeah, that's it. So I'll have to play around with volumetric intensity. I'm not liking it, personally. That's why I'm trying to figure out how to kind of fix it. It just doesn't look liquidy. It looks too fake. It's just, it's not doing it for me. Okay, so literally these are three RGB volumetric lights that are just so close to each other that they make white, or so identical. If I take any one of those and move it, it breaks the effect, which actually is kind of neat if you think about it. So like, I can select it there. You can grab it and then like literally have it transition between two colors just based on the height
that
of
is
it.
neat.
You can have it like actually transition because it's pure white right now because they're identical. But the moment I start moving any direction, it starts like becoming the other color. And all I had to move it, it was literally a hair's distance. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
You know, in rereading Fallout Equestria recently, you know what part that Little Pip does that awful bit?
Not enough smooching.
Not enough smooching, yes.
No, she's not kissing on Velvet too much, or not enough.
She should kiss on Velvet as well as obviously.
Write her cute letters.
No.
Should she pounce around more, like booping her own noise?
Yeah, throughout the whole
noise. It was wearing socks. Yeah, she needs to wear more socks.
More socks.
Comb Velvet's hair.
Would have been cute.
Okay. Like sunglasses.
Sure,
maybe a little scarf.
Yeah.
She reads picture books.
I feel like this is like all the things you want.
No,
you're rejecting.
But you're thinking about something you want, and I've given you so many others that this one doesn't matter anymore.
No, the one thing Little Pip does that pisses me off in the book is when she has the opportunity to tell Spike the truth about Twilight, he doesn't.
Well, would you be able to?
She keeps it to herself. Yes.
Really?
He deserved to know.
Yeah, deserving to know and being the one to give that information is not the same thing.
But she lied to him and told Spike that Twilight was dead when she wasn't dead.
She was
part of the goddess.
Okay. Describe the difference.
They could have saved Twilight with the and
pulled her soul out and put it into what?
No, separate.
Okay, and what would happen to her? Where would her body go?
It would be separated from the goddess.
Yeah, okay, she would be a
Pony.
So but her body is gone.
No, it's part of the god.
Where's the goddess's body?
In a vat in Mariposa.
It's been just sitting in the liquid for 200 years?
She's just hanging out there. She's basically the master from Fallout 4. An amalgamation.
But her body is either decomposing in some way, is so waterlogged that it wouldn't work properly, or is just 100% cancer.
I still think if Spike had confronted the goddess, Twilight might have been able to find the resolve to push her down the down. Spike deserved to know. It was wrong of Little Pip to keep that from him because she was afraid he abandoned her duty in protecting
do you think he would
the Gardens of Equestria? Probably.
Okay, so do you think it then probably was the right decision?
Maybe, but it's still not her decision to make. That should have been his.
Yeah, she was looking out for all of every pony.
More so than Spike.
What? Okay, so you're saying he deserved to know so much that you were willing to have all the mares die?
All the mares wouldn't have died just because the Gardens of Equestria the hijack.
But mares could have had a much better life. You were being oppressed by the stallions.
But what about Twilight? What are her feelings?
Her feelings don't matter.
Spike, so she does tell him only after the fact, and he gets pissed and he sets her on fire, and she deserves it.
Yeah, and in doing so, she saves the world.
She finds Celestia, does. As well as a bunch of corpses. Because Spike just stopped giving it. Ponies came into his cave. Fuck. Pretty horrifying.
Yeah, but that's your thing.
Of course, how did he not realize he was just sending all those ponies to...
Well, if he thought Celestia was dead...
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yes, but he was just sending them to her. So she just had like a pile of corpses building up.
Every now and then she just had a pony come in screaming of death and murder,
and then having a stroke because they were so terrified.
and then starving to death.
Yes. No, it was not great. No, little Pip explains the scene when she looks around. Yeah, there's just corpses. Even saw like a pony that he had just like cried, and it was pretty clear. She said it looked like they died from shock.
Because they thought they died.
Well, they could still feel themselves burning.
But Pip is just so used to being tortured, and
She was also like mostly
all the S&M
Alicorn,
with
but,
homage
like,
too.
Yes, like practice. Ugh. Yeah, like every pony went into like shock and died except for. I think they just explain it as that tough. He also was expecting it. Hurt herself.
Yeah.
Nobody said they wanted to become. You guys not want to be magical ponies?
I'm wondering if I don't even need these 3. Yeah, I'm just gonna get her purple and yellow. I think red, green, and blue is enough.
Always. More socks. More socks. That Derpy's the strongest character all of Fall into Place.
Why?
Because she wears the socks.
She isn't. Well, the only person that can tell me if they wear the socks best is Derpy. So she has to tell me
Specifically.
So
get her in here.
Derpy in Fall Equestria has to tell me.
Oh. You can write it on a chalkboard.
No, not the same. Needs to use words. That's what people do.
I think they did mention that they tried to use that plan from Fallout, what was it? Project Horizon. We tried to graft and hung on the Derpy, but it wouldn't. Ghoul flesh isn't best for grafting.
No, she's already dead. Just admit it and let her
She's
go.
not dead. She's got a daughter and stuff. A hug. Even though her mom's a little radioactive. You might miss 15 AI, but Heisei has gotten pretty darn good at.
Look, it's me, Derpy, bonking the keyboard and liking socks. I'm telling you.
Look, there she is. She did it.
She didn't bonk a keyboard. She bonked drums. Haha.
She did bump the drums. And he was typing via drums. Found it.
I do one, it flattens it out of the top, so I'm doing this to get a little bit of brightness increase on these ones. What I'm going to do then is copy. Oh, these ones are. They're not. Damn it, these were not the ones I wanted to do it to. Okay. Was these ones. Wondering why they didn't actually look like it changed anything. Oh, these ones don't have any brightness. They're using distance. Okay. Hey, this one's so much lower. 3,000, 1,000. Oh, actually, I want them all 3,000 then. Okay, do one, and then I'm going to drop them just by a little bit on this side of things. make copies, but I keep mixing up the volumetrics. Or actually, I'm gonna undo it.
Who here's hoping we get more horse?
More horse.
Yeah, more horse show. Just like Half-Life. Half-Life 3 and horse. And my Ninja Turtle pies, which are on order and in the mail. I have to imagine.
Are they?
I don't know.
Did they confirm you have an order?
They took money out of my account.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my Ninja Turtle pies. You'll see. You'll all see.
You're not getting Ninja Turtle pies.
Or something equivalent.
You're getting powder.
Ninja Turtle powder?
Yes.
Pudding powder? I have no idea what it is. It just says Ninja Turtle pies on it. It's implying it's food. And I don't know what kind of food. I'm suspecting some sort of nut thing. I wasn't really paying attention after Turtle pie. What did I order?
Regret.
Probably. Because I ordered 3 of them.
Yeah, you spent like was it $50 on a
Was it
whim?
50, $60, yeah.
If I add radius, dangerous, but
Okay, it says it confirmed on the 2nd. Why aren't they here yet?
yeah, it kind of gets a little messy. Not worth doing. Radius would smooth things out a little bit too.
It's some sort of nut butter.
Well, there probably was like almond or something in the other one.
It was just the standard like Hostess vanilla pie, but with a green sugar coating. That's all it was. If I just went and bought the Hostess vanilla pies and put a green sugar coating on them, that would be the Ninja Turtle pie. But without the branding, you don't get the Ninja Turtle powers when you eat them. It requires the branding. This has the branding, so I'm gonna get the Ninja Turtle powers. Important part.
And what is that Ninja Turtle power?
A mutant Ninja Turtles in a shell, turtle power. But that's
So they're not even in a full shell.
yeah. Well, that'd be too cumbersome. I'd gain the powers of the most fearsome fighting team, Ninja Turtles. So that's what comes with the pudding pies. Pudding power.
So they're the most fearsome fighting force. Team.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Ninja Turtles.
Of all, no like Jedis or like SEAL Team 6.
No, Turtles are better. Yeah.
What about
Ninjas?
Snow Pity?
You guys steal that.
You should fear the Snow Pity,
Bears.
Michael. I think what I need is something to transition at specifically the edges.
Gino, and I'll give you one guess.
I think I have an idea. But it's going to be... I'm going to copy these and we're going to give it a shot.
Kirby butt.
Because I just don't like how it's just a flat line at the edge. It's one is bright, one is dark, but it depends on the area. Volumetric lights are good for this. So I'm going to take these, separate them. So now they're all gone. I'm going to get the bats gone too. I need to see them though.
I feel like this is like asking Pinkie Pie what's her favorite color. Come on. Feel better.
So I can see kind of the rim here. I'm gonna let's see if we can get this loaded before it crashes.
Her name was Venus, Nolan. Nobody liked her. including myself.
It's probably gonna work though.
He's the party dude.
See if I can get in the other one. So this has a benefit of being only on the edges, which is nice. Let's grab this one before it crashes. Set robo texture of ring.
Didn't see if they gave me any kind of like tracking. Wouldn't power it.
Okay, saved.
No, I think I just ordered like 3 full-size containers of nut butter. What am I gonna do with all that nut butter?
Just with it, it's literally standard nut butter.
No, it's Ninja Turtle nut butter. Wait. I heard it. Oh God!
All right.
Wow. It's gonna be great.
You keep all that to yourself.
It's enough for sharing.
This nut butter is for sharing. Oh.
Oh, there's a tracking.
Oh, it's tracking number?
Yeah,
So it's shipped?
it is shipped. I'm dying now. Oh, it's actually sold out of South Dakota. It's in Rapid City, South Dakota, currently. Delicious turtle nut butter out of South Dakota. Thank you. Thank you, Nolan.
It's add quote together, one word.
Yes. A little bit of trauma never hurt nobody.
My concern with this volumetric
I
is
don't think it was added.
or is it quote add? Right. It's sorry. It is with a space, but it's quote add. Well, you do programming. This is how it should work. You call the initial thing, and then it takes the
There you
subroutine.
go. And we have that forever to cherish.
It was the way you presented it that kind of made that work, though.
Here's that complete innocence as my brain pieced together what just came out of my mouth. Ugh.
So I might have to put this liquid up a bit higher, if only because I can take advantage of this lip to allow the volumetrics to go out just a little bit more. Because if I don't, they can't go to the edge. This actually has to go all the way to the edge.
Relevant. Original Calamity in that moment did have white hips. Calamity had them birthing it. I remember.
Are you looking at? You know what? No, never mind. These are in the same position.
Everyone's gay for Clan. I did always kind of just imagine him as the Fall Equestrian. So, yeah. Then Clan went and go steal. Just
Edge, I see. Oh, that's probably the brightness. Yeah. This needs to be much closer to 0 for the light's brightness.
I can't help but wonder if that company doesn't have My Little Pony products as well. I need to check.
Well, if you were to look on there right now and see Snow Pity Nut Butter,
They do have that one website.
would you be buying some Snow Pity Nut Butter?
Yeah, of course.
What did I do out here?
I want to see what kind of nut butters.
They're all the same, just with different packaging.
No, they're supposed to taste different. This one's supposed to taste specifically of the Ninja Turtle pie. Type in pony. No results with the word pony. Bummer. They have some that's just 90s toy oven flavor.
So melted plastic and halogen.
And brownie, I guess. Most of these are sold out. Yeah, the Ninja Turtle one's sold out now. I got the last of it.
Because they only had like 3 and you bought all of them.
It's all sold out.
Yeah, you bought the only ones they had. They checked your IP and they're like, oh, we got to make them look legitimate. Market all sold out.
Everything is sold out on this website. Like, are they going out of business or what?
Or they're just busy. Some people really like nut butter. This works, but
Any of them not sold out?
I think this needs a little bit more variation. Yes, it's more jitter. Oh,
Lunchbox granola bar. They still got that one. Oh, zebra stripes. You know.
closer what I was looking.
No results for the word colon.
So I put a camera there so I could see it processing. So I have it so that the outsides can change color and stuff. I still don't think the transition's all that great. It also could help by having these these ones, I was pointing these actually down. Right now they're pointed all up. But if I were to take them, put them up here, then I think the one down now. Oh. Oh, what do I have to do to make it do that? There we go. Value.
Looks like it's the portal to Equestria.
Jump on in.
I do want to jump at that. Magical horse. Magical horsepower is in there. Pretty sure I'd come out of mutated monster. There's a chance.
You can be like Batman.
Yeah.
From Family Guy.
Batman fell into a vat of acid.
No, with Family Guy, when he goes to get superpowers, he goes and rolls in the.
Yes, Adam West.
Yeah. Died. Just. Oh.
You didn't scold them, Nolan, for like funding child labor. Because that's why it would like. Girl Scout cookies always remind. Like the one loophole a cookie company found for employing children to sell cookies. And let's be honest, their parents helped, but they're not getting paid. Sometimes. I remember my sister walking around the neighborhood by herself, going door to door asking if somebody wanted.
Only like door-to-door sales that still exist. Like we've already gotten rid of all door-to-door salesmen because they're just useless and a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
But children,
they're cheap.
They still do it with them.
Yes. It's like, yes, child, come on inside. That was the only thing my mom would tell my sister too. Is like, somebody invites you, don't go inside the house. We don't want you to get murdered. I'll go off and make a cookie company some money.
We don't want you to get murdered, but we're gonna take the risk.
Yes, because she really wanted some of them cookies, so that she could get like a badge or something.
The volumetric is a little bit off right here. I might be able to lift that a little bit.
Loading back cheese fries. I could use some cheese fries. I had a chance at cheese fries yesterday, but I turned down the cheese.
That's not so bad.
Which I probably would do again. Fries are heavy. Bacon. Kind of hoping a con rises from the ashes of Babs, but
they were trying to tell people to.
Yeah.
But
there's definitely a want, but is there the can they actually pull it off?
There's always going to be a want. It's whether or not people actually show up.
Yeah.
And first year means you need equipment, you need staffing, you need everything. So you need to have the contacts, which means probably have to be somebody that already has experience in helping run some before. But it's mainly like, where do you get all the funds to start it?
That's the hard part. Have to have an investor.
But even not even just that, you'd have to have some kind of influx at the beginning, but the con itself is not going to be an influx of cash. It's not like you're suddenly going to have all that money on that side. No.
Yeah.
If you have suddenly a ton of money that's coming in, you could make big things every year. No, it's only going to be a little bit. So you're going to be basically scraping by, and nobody's going to want to invest in an investment that has almost zero return. Because when you go to sell it, you're not going to have anything more out of it.
I can think of one group might all the same because it won't be about the money. But we'll see.
I don't see it happening.
Map's gone.
And even if it's even if it happens, it's not going to be like next year. And if it is, it's probably going to be from a lot of the people from the old con that are just trying to redo it again. But then you're going to get in the same situation like Anthology 7, whereas people that really want to do it, but then they realize the amount of work that's involved, and then they just like half-ass it, unless it's just people that already have a ton of experience.
And now I'm looking forward to Anthology 8. That's a
yeah, but it ended up being other people had to take it over, and then it's like, well, I guess we're just going to force this on somebody else.
Yeah, but they're happy.
I know, but still, it's not a great way to do things.
Hello, man. That's what they need for the next pseudo Babs Con is a big Jello. Be like the ball pit, but filled with Jello. Just fill a kiddie pool with gelatin.
Yeah, following COVID, that sounds like a great thing.
Let people just have at the Jello. Kiddie pool full of Jello. This is a great idea that we've had.
I do not want a part of this.
I'm gonna message. Who needs to do this? I'll tell her we both had the idea. I'll give you credit.
I don't like you anymore.
Fine.
So this rainbow light doesn't really work here as much because the other ones were about the edge moving. This moving doesn't matter because it's still going to just be in the color. I would have to play around with some of the other values on it a bit more. But it's about trying to just make something out of it. Yeah, with the other lights on. You know, it's still just, I don't like it. Even with all the time put in it, I just don't like it. It doesn't look rainbow. It's way too yellow, but even if I adjusted that, I don't think it's going to change too much. I don't know. It helps a little bit, dumb down the yellow. But as you get further away, it just becomes more yellow. Because it starts spreading the textures less. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like liquid.
Okay. Message sent.
I know, I heard you tag me.
Yeah, I did. I had to make sure you were involved. This is our idea. Together. It's like, I felt the vibrations. A disturbance in the force. It's fun. Yellow?
Can you make the surface transparent, then stick a rotating wheel of the colors so the colors are consistently shifting? That's kind of what I did before, but since it was causing a reflection of this area in front of it, that was causing some problems. Unless I can find a way to make it so that like I could utilize both this version and the other version and kind of have a multi-layered thing going on. But again, that refraction is gonna like grab things that are here. It was grabbing stuff from below it too, but not. And say I did, I've already modified that texture now. Well, actually, I probably can just undo it because I'm not using it anymore.
Yellow worms? Like, I don't know. Would you prefer to have like a kiddie pool filled with gummy worms or gelatin?
I don't want any of them. Because you want to have a communal jelly pool. That term should never exist.
Everybody into the communal jelly pool. It's better than like the preserve pool. It's gonna be like super sticky. Well, okay, which would be worse? The jelly pool or a pool full of mana? Like the answer should be obvious.
Well, that's just literally gives me a
Especially if it's
reflection
in
of the
the sun.
camera. Kind of goofy.
Because the mayonnaise pool would get really gross.
Wait, is that the... No, it's not. Okay, I thought I had that refraction thing. Yeah, but this one I don't think has any transparency to it. I'm not paying attention to you.
I wasn't saying anything. You just got hung up on the mayo pool.
I'm wondering, with how that volumetrics
You
are.
can mix them together.
See, now it's transparent. Like,
No,
that one actually looks
pretty good.
decent.
That's
But now
a
I can't
full
do that
rainbow.
like full rainbow thing unless I put this one below the other one.
Whoa, what's going on?
Instead of being the texture at the top, I'm using the like water texture.
Oh, that's cool.
That's actually not. That's better. There's a lot of motion in there.
Yeah,
In a good way.
It's kind of mesmerizing. It's like I took some acid in the 1970s.
Because this one, it transitions the edges a little bit. If I drop this one a little bit more, get it closer to it without it clipping. Well, I could probably stop the whatever. I think what is doing it is that they're both animated, but in different ways, and one is like a completely different one from the other. I'm out of booze.
I am too.
Why have you not gotten me more booze?
Booze boy.
I want a little belt. I'd be like,
Booze boy.
my booze boy. I want to save beer drinking for tomorrow. I guess another whiskey coke. Just don't make it very strong. Kind of put like half, maybe a little less, maybe a little more than half. I need no ice cube. But yeah, we have a bonfire tomorrow. Like our weather here is like strangely, we just suddenly jumped up. It's like 91 on Sunday. I guess we're skipping spring, but I originally set it for Wednesday, and then Wednesday was looking cold, but now it's like 83 today, 72 for tomorrow for bonfire, and then it goes right back up to the like mid 80s again. So I am actually thinking it turned out to be the perfect day. The only problem with this liquid is I am going to have to throw a horse into it. What does that look like? So the lighting is going to be so far very off because so those volumetric lights are, I'll have to play with that a little bit, make something work. But I don't even think I have to really, even without the lights, it looks better. So, but I'm gonna have to play around with the lights. Those volumetrics I think are off a little bit too now. Oh no, that's the old volumetrics. Those I don't care about as much. In there. And a little bit. That look. What? Oh yeah, I'm out of Coke. Did you already put rum in the glass? No, there is no warm ones. No, because it's caffeine. No, there isn't. No, I know there isn't because I filled it yesterday. I forgot I don't have any Dr. Pepper caffeine-free Cokes. Need this can. I don't know what's causing it to do that. But does it work better? Now I'm curious. I can't verify, like, just go off of the preview. I need to let it go a couple frames because I don't want to have it like jumping all over the place. I need to see if it's going to be working or not. So I want to see because actually we could be kind of neat. Oh, puzzle piece. Is that a bump texture? No. Okay, so that was just a weird processing thing there. So an actual rendering, it looks to be doing fine. Oh. I want to give that a couple more frames. Maybe it's kind of stretching. Oh, ease. With whiskey? I mean, I guess it's probably the best we're gonna do. You already got the whiskey in there. Oh, Ease, how's it going? We're doing a quick test render of something because it had a weird behavior on preview. Nope, it looks like it's pretty sharp still. I think it's fine. It just crashes. It's fine. I don't remember. Yeah, I saved it right beforehand. Never mind. Ask me. Well, I do want to open that up for preview though. That was rendering to the wrong location. Just it'll be weird. Just kind of tastes like Starry.
There you go.
How much whiskey did you put in there?
Oh, about half of what I normally would, like you asked.
Okay, you usually do pretty strong. So, where was that? Cheers, Nolan. If we're gonna have that bonfire tomorrow, I don't want to have. I don't want to get like liquored up tonight. And we had a well, you got liquored up yesterday.
Did I?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had 3 beers. Not enough to liquor me up.
In like an hour and a half.
No.
Well, then you said you couldn't work on stuff that evening because you had 3 beers.
Any beer makes me impossible to work.
No, so we had this effect happen.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, blur.
No, that was on render. Or it's doing it on the preview, but on render it doesn't do that. I had to do a test, which I kind of like that more in a way, but it kind of looks fuzzy, which isn't that great. So no,
like
this
that.
is
It definitely looks like it's gonna mess up a horse.
no, this the lighting is going to be the part that I'm a little unsure of.
What is
but
happening to Twilight?
because there's lights there. I have to figure that out.
It's already an alicorn.
But the idea is
like
if is that all vat lights? Okay, yeah, it is. Which I'll just turn those off for now. So if she goes swimming in the liquid,
you know,
that actually, okay, so having the 2 layers might actually kind of work better, because normally, say you have just this layer, that is your transition. It don't look very good. But when you do this 2-layer thing, that's the lights, it ends up where the top layer is just a transparent layer. And in a way, it kind of gives you a little bit of like soft transition. Not amazing, but some. And I won't complain about it.
I think my order got delayed because they needed to make more nut butter.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Yeah.
need time between sessions.
Yes.
Like,
It takes a lot to fill up a whole thing, you know.
what is it going with their eyes specifically? So the eyes have a weird property that is both very useful and immensely frustrating. And it is that for some reason in Source Filmmaker, if I set a light and these lights that are around here kind of have that set up by using something called cutoff. And it's essentially where I'm saying that the light should stop emitting after a certain point. That is kind of like a mask. The light itself is still actually emitting light past that point. You're just artificially cutting it off at a point. For some reason, the eyes, when you use an eye texture, will still take in that light even though you told it to cut off at a certain point. So even though you say it's to stop here, the light that's keep going past, the eyes will still be affected by it. Some reason. That's actually beneficial in some ways, because if you tell a light to like cross its cut off and cut on values, essentially making it like have 0 space, it means I can still aim it at the eyes of a character and light up their eyes specifically, because that light can never hit any other surface. That's useful. But the problem is, if you want to have a light that's doing that and a horse is back there, now their eyes are also going to still be hit. It does not do that. Like if I shut off all the other lights in this area and I go, take a little bit, but if I were to like add shadows to these, it's probably not going to work, because I'd have to like, I'd have to do some other things. Shadow lights don't do that though. As soon as you add shadows, technically it will hit a surface and stop, which means the eyes won't be lit. But I think it's a bug, but it's a useful bug that I hate. I wish it was like a bug I could turn on and off. But yeah, that's what causes if I put Twilight higher here out of the light range, that's why she still has her eyes be lit, because those lights are still like kind of popping up here and going.
You need to put Twilight back in there. Picking up broth. Because all this is alicorn bathwater, right? All this potion is. Pretty sure.
I know. I don't like your wording.
It's just like Celestia, Luna's, and Twilight's hot tub. And they just pour it on ponies. They too become alicorn.
Well, there is a little bit of this issue.
It is
that's the light.
alicorn.
Okay, good.
Is this or is this not alicorn broth? They make alicorn.
So the one thing I could probably take advantage with this is, at least for this shot, I need that Twilight. Is this one? It works, except I think this was it's purple there, purple at every corner. No, now it becomes green and the other one's red. Yeah. So it's still doing the thing where, so in the actual texture itself, it's blue in that corner, purple in that corner, green and red on the actual texture, and then yellow in the middle. So that's why it's looking kind of purplish bluish here.
If you have the camera shift a little bit, the color would shift.
It would, the camera would only shift in color if I go to like here. I'd have to get it way over here. I'm not shifting it to there.
You'd have your
I can't because that's basing it on the texture from my screen space.
Yeah.
So it's saying if my entire screen is the texture, that corner is blue. So as long as it's in that corner, it's always going to be blue, unless I made like 3 versions or 4 versions that all had the color rotated, and then I like told it to rotate it. That'd be super confusing.
Can you make the texture underneath?
Oh, what's the story of this little movie? It is a video I've been working on for, I think I started in 2018, and it's for the Ministry Mares from Fall Equestria. I've just decided to like kind of like go back and finish it, I guess. But it's taking a lot of unique scenes from the book. The lights kind of got weird here. She's like darker. Oh, she was just getting hit by the bat lights. So for instance, yeah, that other light's there. So this one is like one shot for her. A lot of this has been scene building, though we did finish a couple.
Try to fix her shoe.
Can't even see her shoes in that shot. There's the Rarity at her desk shot. This one I don't think is animated yet.
But you got some pretty good pictures.
It's kind of animated, but it's not. I wouldn't call it cleaned up. Yeah, her pictures got the Rarity being like elegant, and then that was a cheap picture because it was just thrown in the background. I made it like 5 minutes. There's the sexy Rarity with socks, and then punk Rarity. That was for use in these pictures behind her. So that's why I didn't care. I just needed a picture of them together in the back there. And then we turned them into like little magazine covers. Wearing socks. Yeah, socks. I'll make do the thing so many do. And then Rolling Pone, horse flew on rise. Already goes punk. Why horse? Why not horse, Steve? Octavia explodes. Horse is now big poop goop pile. Ketamine, lose 20 pounds in 10 days.
Ooh, that's some good advice.
The man behind the Ministry image and does things and stuff. It's just funny little things. So just to have in the background there. But most of these are kind of like that one's animated, but I have to redo the model because we have new models to use. This is the one I think is fully done.
I love Special K. Oh no.
This one is fully done. This is a nuke going off. Let it process for a sec. Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to be like kind of a compilation of Ministry Mares stuff put to music, and have about an 85-90% planned. The Soul Split we haven't really done. The Apple Snack Murders, I think, done. I think this one's mostly done. And
it's Applejack's boyfriend cousin.
Yeah. And then the other one I got done here. Stable Close isn't done, but it's planned. It's Applejack at the door of the stable as the door shuts. That's just whatever. Rainbow Walking the Orbs, Applejack Factory. This one I haven't opened in a while.
This is the one you were most proud of.
This one I spent forever on. There's those freaking robots in the background. So trying to get like actually make it so that these robots worked correctly for the shots. Like that didn't matter anymore because I left shot. But like trying to get it like to like follow the contours here Oh no, that one's the glue one. This is the one that's actually like doing the soldering. But then there's like the lighting for it. Like trying to get all this to look right was actually kind of hard, but I'm really proud of that one. I really like that one. That one turned out really good with the light and everything. But yeah, and I'm trying to build the backgrounds for this and everything. But yeah, I think we were even filling some of these shelves with stuff.
Canisters.
But yeah, there's that one. And then there's the close shot for that one. Each of these has a close-up shot. Oh, that I don't think that close-up shot's working. Shot. No, I can make it better. It's right there. So I got here. Rarity's death one.
What?
You started off blocking? For these, not really. A lot of these weren't blocking because there wasn't that much to them. I didn't really need to have. Well, I do have to do this very different. When she had her hand out the window, you couldn't see anything. I'm probably gonna have to do some things, but technically when it rolls in, everything's gone.
See anything?
By the time Fluttershy's gone, it was just pink.
You have everything tinted.
No, it literally was covered. Yeah, like it was a fog so thick that you couldn't see out the window. I'll have it so it's kind of back there, but it's going to be a lot harder to see.
Yeah. You built that whole nice scene though.
No, I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to make it much thicker fog. Plus, this is volumetric fog, and now I know how to do fog better.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely be doing that too, because I can make it move and stuff. Do your ghost fact though.
Ghost fact. Ghost fact. I gotta make sure I tell you guys one that I haven't told you yet. Ghosts. Funny thing. If you were to ever capture a ghost, it is a good source of calcium. Like if you were to consume the soul of the dead.
Wait, that means if I die, people can eat me?
No, but if they could, solid calcium.
If they could.
If they find a way to capture you. Well, let's hope Ghostbusters don't ever become a thing, because then we're all in trouble after we die. It would be an excellent source of calcium. That's why ghosts are white. They're essentially just ethereal calcium. So, the more you know. White chocolate isn't chocolate, Philip. It's the fake chocolate. Like, it's all cocoa butter mixed with that crap they put in Cocoa Puffs.
Thanks, Matt Chad. Most of these are scene builds that are the scene build is mostly done, but it's just a lot of the other minor details aren't there. Most of the planning is done in Premiere. This is one of the few videos that I've done a external storyboard on, because I was getting to the point of not knowing what I needed, and so like I have the music with it and everything, but I'm marking green the ones that I actually have done, and I've been trying to playing around the angles. But yeah, there's a reverse shot too.
Poor pony.
What about that?
I'm gonna watch that gross stallion die.
This is probably the one. This is the shot that I originally stopped working on this for because it was just frustrating me. But now, because of the RAM fix that I have, it's not nearly as bad of a thing. This is the music for it too. And that picture's gonna be completely different. It's a placeholder. It's a free shot. It's going to be back to the picture, and the picture's going to break. So, but this one was just very, very frustrating to try to get all the details for, because it was a single shot, and make it all work. So it took some time, and not even done. It's I need to do the picture for that one. I need to do a whole setup for that, and then I think there was a couple other things I still needed to do in here. This was, I think, what took us some of the more annoying amounts of time. Originally, when I wanted to put like dirt on the walls on these parts, I was just using a negative volumetric light, but it was causing problems for the amount of lights that I was using, and it ended up just causing other problems. We ended up just making a texture of it. So instead of putting dirt on the walls, I can just overlay this like semi-transparent object over it, and it works a lot better for getting some of that dirt on there. So yeah,
Look at that mare.
she's protecting herself.
Protecting myself from that dude.
The
This is gross
idea behind this is the whole video is going to basically be
Italian murder.
It's Ministry Mares. A lot of the stuff that happened, where it's starting with the shot. I have to still finish that one, but it's going to be with technically the death and undeath of Apple Snack, as well as Fluttershy doing a little like super spell thingy.
She is her uniform.
And then I'm going to be going through and just showing kind of each of the Ministry Mares within their something either from the memory orb or within an area that was described, kind of an introduction to things, then certain parts of their life that started falling apart. That one might be moved earlier because of that. Then it's going to be showing them all together in the Ministry Mares outfits. And when the picture is set up, it's going to shift from the animation of them setting up for the picture to the picture. Then have that whole reverse shot thingy come into the picture that breaks. I'm going to then have this whole bit right here with some... I didn't want to use actual show video for it, but depending on how lazy I am, I might just do it with like washed out colors a little bit. Of when things were right within their lives, and then shifts. So this is supposed to be like Ministry Mares then showing the future, what it became, then going back to before they were Ministry Mares and doing the happy times. And then it's followed up with them getting more aggressive on the things that they were doing. And then like upping their game, I guess, but then followed with all their deaths. Well, yeah, there was the... I think did I just saw the pinky one? Yeah, pinky shot. So she's just a placeholder right now. But I'm utilizing the one part from Project Horizons, and that's how Pinky was shot before the bombs went off. Just because I thought it would make a more dramatic bit. So
so she should be standing in front of the window.
No, she was sitting.
Was she?
Yep. No, that I confirmed that. So this is going to be in slow-mo, but I haven't figured out the timing on that yet, but it's going to have the bullet goes through and she gets hit by it. I just need to figure out some of the lighting things. The lighting's not. And using, if you've read the book, Psalm is going to be in here for a second as well.
I kind of want you to zoom in on her mouth and just have her mouth the words, or do it. I don't want to burn.
She says please.
Just please, I don't want to burn.
That would take way too long. It literally is going to be showing her for like 1 second before she's shot. So.
Yeah. Okay. So dramatic.
So yeah, it's probably going to have the glass coming in like really quickly and then immediately coming to an almost standstill. And that is to this part of the song. And that kind of gets there. So shot. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for it, I guess. This is the one we're kind of working on, is we're figuring out the VAT bits so that we can get that done. But I need to know what those VATs look like and how they kind of work and how the lighting is set up before I can start really doing things. Shattered Glass, Hollywood's favorite thing to pretend it is completely harmless. Oh yeah. Well, I was watching apparently like in John Wick, there's a shot where like there's just tons of broken glass on the ground and they're like moving around, and apparently that was all digitally added. The actual scene had zero anything on the ground. It's perfectly clean ground. All the broken glass on the ground was digitally added. It seems weird, but also understandable, because even if that wasn't dangerous glass,
Cleaning it up.
well, just somebody falling
Yeah.
and tripping on it, even if it was plastic, is dangerous.
Yeah.
So it was just interesting to see like this difference between, or like some things that you wouldn't even think are 3D, but they did. It's I wish, can I find it? It was like super interesting.
The thing is, you drop a glass and you're finding bits of glass like months later. Hard to get it all.
And like this.
Why does that guy look weirdly like me, but with more of a beard?
Yeah, like here, they show all the glass on the ground. Like they're breaking. It was all like not real glass. It was just, or them adding it in. So all the glass was digital, which is, I think, pretty neat. Like the guy's not even there. Like,
Oh, I don't want to see that.
so yeah, it's,
Stop that.
where was the one?
Gross.
Yeah, I think it was like right here. Like look at how all this glass on the ground.
Disturbed.
This is all like just added in glass.
No.
And the best part about it is you didn't even really notice it. That it was just all visual. But it makes you think, like, especially if this scene was all glass. So it's crazy.
It's hard to control how glass breaks but control how it breaks.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's super interesting. I love watching some of that stuff. Good night, pat a puppy, please. They don't even use the transparent sugar anymore. No, probably not. And because I would still think that something like that, if you fall on it right, it still would hurt, and it just doesn't look right. That looked like good real glass. No, watching some of that stuff is useful, because you can start seeing like, oh, okay, they did this, and like you can try to figure out ways to potentially use something similar yourself.
Hey.
Did I replace this model yet?
That's still got the lips. I probably have to fix the shoes like with Fluttershy. But you don't need the shoes for this one.
No. Well, the other part is she's when she's being pulled in, I think she'd have her outfit.
I don't know. By the time she gets pulled in, she's incredibly dehydrated and has been in that room for a few
And
days.
she's old.
So it would kind of probably make sense.
Oh,
she would take
Gestalt
it
and
off.
Mosaic. I had them named.
I don't know. I would think she could take it off in that time. She was in there for like 3 days.
Oh, let's see.
Yes. You got nude. Fluttershy, you're nude. Forever stuck in my brain. God burns down Equestria for the insurance money. Oh no, her wings fell into her.
Well, she doesn't have wings.
Oh, they're inside of her. I see them.
Tractable wings. Why did it close? Just
be
be off.
gone. Yes. Poof.
Okay, and then I need Ministry of.
I think it's the one you're on.
Is it? Oh, it's above what I can see. That's why. Okay, outfit.
That one works.
Well,
It fixes shoes.
I like how she was originally like super sad and whatever.
Well, she's all happy. Oh, my cool outfit.
What happened to her?
What?
That's just, oh, that's the outfit. Yeah. And she's like, oh boy, we're going to do so much science. I'm going to throw people in the vats.
Oh, so much fun. Trixie, get in that
My
vat.
fun vats.
That was the thing. Trixie felt like she was like special for being able to get the job, but at the end of the day, she was a guinea pig. She was first proper attempt.
A train going by.
And Twilight really wasn't sure how it would work
You
out.
get one big hole still.
But Trixie was desperate for money. So.
There it is.
There.
Okay, now it's done. I have my window open down here, so it's. She shouldn't be so happy. Okay, she's just sad. That's it.
Like you're happy.
Oh, I forgot I haven't played the music.
This whole time?
No, just since I did the preview of the thing.
No. Not evil. If anything, Twilight's not the worst of them by far. If there's a worst of them, it's Pinky. Though Pinky had the burden of actually being able to see the future, and all she saw was devastation. I think they went deeper into it in Project Horizons, where she did just a shit ton of mentals, like just did a OD level of Binger in an attempt to basically kill herself. But instead of killing herself, she saw the end. She saw the bombs.
Yeah. Well, there's the bit where Pip is in Pinky doing the memory orb thing, and a reflection of Pinky is talking back.
Mm-hmm.
And Pip is like, her thoughts are translating through the reflection. And she's like, Pinky's like, everything's going to be fine. And Pip's like, no, everything won't be fine. She's like, it will be fine. Don't poison her mind with that trash.
Pinky did some pretty awful stuff in an attempt to change the future at the end. Not how it works.
Okay, so I think if I do this, I lock it, but then just don't zero those two things.
I think
then it works fine.
That's always been like one of those questions, like, would you want to see the future if it was outside of your power to change? And that's, Pinky saw the future, but it was outside of her power to change. Oh, you got the shoes on her.
Yeah, it was the other outfit. I think it worked. I just had to be careful on how I zeroed it because there was some reason it's all those extra bones.
Yeah, no,
that's why it needs to be fixed.
I overkilled it on the bones. I was doing it really quick while I was sick as hell. And I got the outfits done, and I got like the base model for the armor done, but I'm not sure on it. I want to work on the outfits
No.
or this weekend.
You need to do your thing.
That is part of the thing. It's about projects. About doing projects. You set days aside for projects, and you get stuff done. I need a day to set aside for
I set
projects.
just a day to be held accountable by doing like
Yes.
projects on stream.
I'm here to like make sure you do it, and I'll start. I look forward to being bad. You'd have to step over me and stuff. Then I'm gonna sit over here and order nut butter. Am I the only one who likes the sound of crows?
Well, Crows and Raven just sound like ah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in the middle of like a freaking Sleepy Hollow movie. It's great.
You know where I want to fall asleep? Graveyard.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
I like the creepiness. I like the creepy aesthetic that crows provide.
We used to have a whole like flock of them, or a murder of crows that would hang out there because they were I think too heavy to use the bird feeder, but they didn't want anybody else using the bird feeder. And they would also fight off anybody with their bird bath. So like one would be hanging out with their bird bath, but any other bird came by, all the rest of the crows would just scare them away. Like, get the fuck out of here. This is our bird bath.
A question. Did your phone just vibrate? Oh, only I got messaged. Am I special?
Yes.
Yeah, it's MIDI.
What is FOE? I haven't been updated from LP in a long time. Just follow Equestria. That's all it is. It's a big, it wouldn't, if you say you haven't been with MLP in a long time, Fallout Equestria was written in 2013 and exploded. And so it's been around about as long as the fandom itself. There are a surprising number of bronies that are only bronies because they found Fallout Equestria before they found Pony, which is pretty funny. So it's got a big following. Okay, we need to put this new model in because the other one is an old model. This is better. Let me back to the camera from far. Still need to get the characters up there. Like, that guy shouldn't be white. But so if I put another vat over here with this equivalent thing in it, the problem is going to be, like, say something happened. I mean, I guess it does make it rainbow in a way, but it means, say I put this same vat here, it's going to be purple. And if I guess, I mean, it is rainbow-ish. I wonder if there's a way. Oof. Form is just kind of trash. But I've got a lot of lights. What's there? Why do I have 5 lights for each of those individual lights? That seems like serious overkill. Okay.
Midprim asked me if the Jello pool was. Talk of the Jello pool was my staff applicant. Like, I would be in charge of the Jello pool.
That would make sense, I guess.
Don't tempt me. I've done crazier stuff.
But then you would never let anybody into your Jello pool.
No, that's for sloshing about. If you have sponsorship, you can access the Jello. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Can I pay to ensure that I don't get in the Jello pool?
No.
Really into the show? Yeah, it's surprising because it kind of was like, the Fallout Equestria fandom to me is almost as big as the MLP fandom at this point. Same, I don't actually like Fallout. I can respect Fallout, but I'm sorry, Nuked America just looks like the most boring thing imaginable. The game, I think, I'm not like huge in the Fallout lore. Post-apocalypse, like just stuff like that is kind of neat. I think that the Fallout Equestria book is really good because it takes the best blending of both and merges it into its own thing instead of just trying to be a service to either. It's really well written, and also it doesn't try to be something it's not. It basically does the story itself, and then it just calls it quits. It's a full contained story. A lot of like fanfics that kind of run long just start running really long, and like I'm just gonna like ramble on for a while. So it was just nice having something that wasn't.
Who's the Ellie Ray?
Yeah,
Crazy lady. How do you spell Ray?
so many. I mean, I can see why, but why? I could do this whole thing for like, I think I'm doing it this way because maybe looks nicer, but in the end, it all gets so blended together that because each light takes up more processing. And you can't even see most of them at this point. We're gonna fix this. I still got 15 minutes. We're going to go to these hall lights. We're just gonna basically delete all of them. And I'm just gonna like replace it with about maybe 4 or 5 lights. Yeah, I can already feel the frame rate went up a bit. All right. There's maybe a reason why I did. Oh, nice. No, none of them are shadowed. That one of them said something was enabled. Nope, I'm just blind. Okay. So this is going to be like the whole hall.
I like that derpy tone.
Is blé.
Blé.
Omble?
Blé. See, they gotta test the potion on Trixie first so they can eventually give it derpy. Make her a princess. I mean, she already is one, but time somebody asked me who's best princess, I would say Derpy, and she said, "Well, she's not a princess," and I'm like, "Pardon you, sir."
Maybe if I gave her some
Pardon
turtle
you.
nut butter.
My turtle nut butter. I got the nut butter for me.
It's not for Derpy?
I haven't tasted turtle since I was 10. I need that nut butter.
I'm not even seeing how this light is affecting things. Where is this blood light coming from?
Like, they sell the wrappers buys on the internet. Crazy. Why Hostess hasn't figured out a way to bring them.
All the other lights are just like making a much bigger difference than this individual light.
Now there's a new flavor of brony soup.
What?
The Jello pool with the bronies in it.
What did I say? Non-consensual Jello something. I can't remember anymore. Here's Nolan. This light is not spreading out as much as I want it to. This seems to be very bright, which is, I think, what this was intending to be, is having individual lights come down so that it looked like there was like spots of light. But who gives a shit? I'm just gonna make it big and bright and not care. Though this makes it look like the light's coming from below, so I can understand that this one's purpose is to ensure that the ceiling is lit, not so much the ground, because we want to make sure that like you can actually see going back that far. These ones I can understand are the ones for the walls themselves, but only so wide that SFM lets you make lights too. Okay. I'm above. Okay. Oh. All right. Why? Ah, because I probably wanted to light the wall, not the other stuff. Okay. Right now it's like lighting. No, it still doesn't make any sense either. I can see the benefit of doing it this way. Lights are limited to 120. You can go much higher. Actually, you can go to 180 max.
I'll see ya. See ya, mad.
See you later, man.
Chad.
You know, pump out like a pimple. Okay. I don't know what this means. Everyone's signing up, including me soon. They need help in the kitchen. Yeah, I'm actually done in like 10 minutes anyway. I only go till 9 my time on the weeknights.
Brony soup. Brony soup.
Why is brony soup jello?
If you put enough bronies in it, they bounce around and get brony soup. You get the brony broth.
No, please don't use that word.
Kitty pool over the broth.
Get rid of that one. And for this one. I can see potentially needing where's that the little light? That's the little light, so I need 12, not 11. I think I'm gonna still need a couple more just to get the full spread of everything. But still, wherever this one went, way better than what I did with this one. Yeah.
Head pets for ponies. See, there's a organization I can get behind. Is your pony not receiving enough head? Here at Head Pats for Ponies, there's an idea for an anthology bid. Pats for Ponies. Organization. Donate your time today. Give head pats. Ponies need head pats. They get sad.
Don't you need head pads?
No, I need to give head pats to ponies.
Is that good enough for you?
Yes. I could be very happy. Just have a bunch of phones not ringing for the ponies. Nobody's signing up to give head pats to ponies, and we got just a room full of bronies watching. Like, where's the number? Where's the number?
He's got more drums. Twice now you've gotten drums.
All the drums. I think he was trying to get horse, but he did not get horse.
You got horse.
Well, he did not get horse getting pats.
He wanted horse on typewriter.
Well, first time.
I swear, if this story had a throat, I would strangle it by now. I found a patch in a full PDF version of Photocoach that describes in detail the lab, the vats, and the colors. But I can't find the chapter. I'm working on it. I will post the chapter in full text. As soon as I can find out what blood chapter it is. Only things I can think of, if it's from the original book, is it's going to be either in orb, which probably not, or it's going to be in the chapter where they first enter, which would be, how many chapters is the book?
Like,
it's probably somewhere around, I would say, the 20 to 25 range, because that's whenever, it's about halfway through the book when they first enter the home of the, what's her name? Of the goddess. Okay, I think that should work. I bet you I can just do that. The significantly less lights. Yeah, significantly less lights. You really can't even tell a difference. only thing I could potentially see, and this is probably why I was trying to do that, is each individual light here is not casting any individual light. It's just kind of, it's a big bright light on the wall that's not really doing anything. But I could probably just dumb those down. Where are those models? These ones. Okay, so I'm using an override. I'm going to guess it has a self-illume tint on it. They have overrides, but I'm not doing anything with it. Oh no, these aren't the lamps.
Thinking about the pony.
Oh, those are ceiling lamps.
It's like all the ponies are sad because nobody's calling. Calling. Ponies
Not
need
using
headpads. It can just be run entirely by ponies. Just one headpads.
Yeah, I can see that right now that like these lights feel too bright, but at the same time, just dumb the lights down. Floodlights. That's these ones. These have an override.
The more I think about it, the cuter it gets. Just sitting patiently waiting for someone to call to give headpads.
How do you do it over the phone?
No, they got like a whole hotline set up, but nobody's calling, so they're just sitting there and they're waiting patiently just for anyone to call.
But how do you do it over the phone? How do you headpat over the phone, Michael?
No, you don't dedicate your time. You call them, and they tell you where to go. Give them headpads.
This sounds like a
But you gotta
drug deal.
call. No, it's one of them.
Is this like an Uber headpat?
It's like a charity organization. But you call them, and they tell you where to go, and you give them headpads. But nobody's calling, and they're just.
Why are they not calling?
I don't know. And they're getting sad. And they're making all the bronies watching get sad because they want to call. But the ponies, they forgot to give a number. They're not very good at numbers. Numbers are hard. They give like 2 numbers. It's like, is that enough numbers? They don't know.
Why is this so bright? Why are you so bright? Okay, so it does show exterior commercial fixtures, diff, diffy. But I'm not seeing anything on here that would make them glow. Color 2 maybe, but it's commented out. Yeah. Why are you glowing? There's also no self-illumination. These are vertex textures. On map. Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing these to be lit up unless I have... Do I have individual lights for these too? No. Yeah, they're self-illuminating. I might have to look into what's causing these to glow. Okay, so E is just without the glow. But I don't see what here is making you glow. Just the same length, right? Oh, the only one details turned off on that one. Detail I don't think would have a glow. Yeah, I'm confused. Here's no water. Hello, Flurry does stuff. Yeah, I don't know. That is weird.
Not enough glow or too much glow.
Because it can't be Fong. Not, they'd have to require some of these values to be way too high. I don't know why it has these both set to 0, because just why not? Why have them in there? And E is set to detail 110. Well, this one is set to 115, which maybe that has something to do with it. If I set this to 0, what does it do? Okay, so apparently that's causing the glow. Never used detail for that before. Usually it's like a self-illumined mask or something. It's a little brighter. Let's try 4. It kind of did create some kind of a glow. Because it's way easier to do this than have like a light shining at it or something. Yeah, it's not giving a glow. But it looks on. Not quite what I was wanting for the brightness, but if I could get it just a little bit brighter. 5 was way too much. I didn't do anything. What if I do 5 with a blend factor? Can you do a decimal? I can't just do color override, because if I do color override, it will make even the metal bright. Oh, that didn't change anything. Right. Oh, it actually did do something. Aha. It still blows it out. Basically just want to get it to the point of having it where it's bright without it being like eye searing. One more down. Because if it's like big glowing, blowing out brightness, the problem is it's going to look like there should be additional light back there. Now this looks more like you can get away with it not being like super bright. That's easier to deal with. But I like how it kind of frames her on stuff. Originally I had some fluorescent lights back there, but if I remember right, it just made this weird like shape above her head and stuff, where I wanted to have the lights back there really be like accentuating her up there, like to where there's detail down here and nifty whatever, but she was the one that stood out.
I in rereading, I do those 2 green ponies. They actually run this.
Yeah.
Twilight runs the ministry as a whole, but this specifically.
She's when you're the one on the top, your biggest thing is the grand vision. Other people actually are the ones that go and do things, and fight the financials. And so
she's pretty involved here.
Yeah, she's making sure the money is going where it needs to be, and that she just says, "Let's try to make alicorns," and other people try to make it happen.
Well, she actually understands the science.
Well, you hope so.
Well,
for stuff like that.
Everyone.
No. She just likes the science. Like, look, she's doing science on people.
This was
and
definitely
it's
her pet project.
It looked like butt is red.
The butt has been damaged.
Butt damage? Oh, I'm sure that's the right time. So it took a while, but I think with some tweaking to the lighting, I think this will work. I like the kind of dual layer approach here. It ends up providing a, once it's running and moving, pretty nifty effect. So It is kind of mesmerizing.
Mm-hmm. Down to the mare pool.
So I can see the one
building.
below it is the one with the colors shifting around, but then the one on top is constantly moving the other direction, so it gives it that feeling like things are just kind of wobbly and stuff.
Touch this water. Magical horse.
Okay.
Magical horse water.
We gotta end there. I think next time we'll try to actually get some of the animating done for this, or at least the planning for it. This is such a complicated. This is one of the ones that I knew that was going to be really rough when actually trying to get working. So, okay. Stuff open now. Oh.
Like the whole head pet idea, just ending
Apples,
with
apples,
like,
apples.
oh, I know when no one's calling. We forgot to
Apples,
give the
apples.
number, and then they start to get the number, and the video cuts. Like, oh no! Need that number. They're just waiting there, sad.
No voice impression.
Yeah, voice impression. Mares, 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 mares. Mares.
I like how originally voice impressions were about making you say things in weird like voices.
Weird voices.
It's instead of just being like, "Hey, say this."
Say this thing. Say mares lots of times. Mares. I did call the hotline recently, and it is still up.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Probably super cheap to keep up.
It's like last week I called it. I wanted to see. I was showing a friend how deep the rabbit hole goes, and a coworker actually, like, call this number. Understand.
There's Structure Cube playing Risk Rain 2. Risk Rain 2 was a great game until the last DLC where it showed that after being bought out that they're just a bunch of crap now.
Oh, is that horse? That got horse.
Look, this one's got horse. Oh, what is this one?
That's a good horse. I like that. Pretty solid.
This one's a pretty solid horse.
Yeah.
Does look like a horse.
Yeah.
I don't know about like Nintendo.
Somebody doesn't like.
Somebody
Nintendo.
doesn't like Nintendo. That's
I like
not a
the
horse.
though.
Oh, that was a horse.
That's a cool horse.
I think we could.
Yeah, it's a cool horse.
So some of those are, yeah, it's all in Spanish. Danny's doing drawing. We're we're
horse.
prettying mains today.
Yeah. Making horse.
¿50 dólares puede jugar Ranked?
Oh yeah, but they're definitely
Creo que sí.
not English. We could do this one. This one's got a horse.
This is blurry horse.
No, it's right there. It's
Okay.
fixed now.
Very small horse.
What's wrong with small? You like small horse?
I do like small
Oh,
horse.
they're playing the robot. Actually, that's not the robot I like. I like one of the robots in that game. Risk Rain 2 is good.
I'm not familiar with that.
Risk Rain 2, it's a roguelike where you start with a character with certain bonuses, but then everything you pick up in the map is everything you get. But by the end, things are just going so fast. There's so many explosions. It gets pretty crazy. You could see like there's a difficulty meter in the corner here,
Yeah.
and it's always creeping up. But it goes from like easy, medium, hard, but then it goes to I see you, and then I'm coming for you, and the difficulty starts just going to some like weird other words. But it just starts getting really crazy with combat. Me and Kyle would play it sometimes. I bought like a 2-pack when it first came out. But do you want to head there?
I guess there's
It'll
enough
explode.
horse. A tiny horse.
They do have horse. They have tiny horse because they
Tell-
want to make sure people can see the screen.
Tell them to make the horse bigger.
Cover the screen.
Cover the screen in horse.
There we go. We'll have there. But yeah, we'll be back Friday. We have a bonfire tomorrow, and then Thursday's off, and we're going right to Friday stream again. Yes, Michael. What's the number for horse?
It's horse. Horse.
I
mare,
wouldn't be
horse.
surprised if that's one of the few numbers you memorized.
It's on my phone, but it would take a minute to find.
Yeah.
You gotta find it yourself. No one actually. I'm pretty certain you know the number.
I think he did Nick B 95 for the follow and Nolan for the cheers. It was like 246. There's 2 sets.
Actually, if you did the video, you could just direct people to that.
No. Well, Is it my place to direct people to that number?
I think it's everybody's responsibility. Direct people to that.
That sounds still like a lot of work because we'd have to have like all the voices done, or have a script written, voices done, fully animated with all the lip syncing. That sounds like a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's anime.
Yeah. Well, that's before even the animation part. Anyway, we'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good one, and don't explode. Good tips.
No, it is funnier just not to have the number. Say it.
Just leaving you mid-sentence.
Yeah.